Breaking news! There is now a tropical depression out in the eastern Pacific Ocean. Hello, I am Pat from Pat's Path Predictor, and let's go ahead and dive right into this. Alright, so this is Tropical Depression 1E right now. As you can see, it has basically become much more compact than it was. You can see there's more storms bubbling up that did die down, then it's starting to ramp up again. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this situation as it develops. But yeah, this thing has gotten really much more compact. The rotation has gotten a lot better on this thing. It's only going to get better because we now have this from the NHC right here. Let's go ahead and pull up the cone real quickly. There it is. Okay, not exactly. This sit right here, and this is the cone. This thing, as you can see, this thing will strengthen into a tropical storm by tomorrow, and then strengthen into a hurricane by Sunday. It is expected to make landfall as a Category 1 hurricane, according to the NHC, with winds of 90 miles per hour. That is their estimate right now. However, that can increase and that can decrease. I personally think it's in that range where I originally said it was going to be. I said between 80 and 105. So it is right now in that range. But we'll have to keep an eye on it. It depends on how fast this thing's going to develop, how much wind shear there is, which is actually really weak wind shear. There is warm water over 86 degrees or 30 degrees Celsius, which is extremely conducive for tropical weather. And we have plenty of moist air around it to basically take in. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look at the public advisory real quickly. Watches and warnings. There are no coastal watches or warnings in effect. Discussions and outlook. At 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the central of Tropical Depression 1E was located near latitude 12.8 degrees north, longitude 97.9 degrees west. The depression is moving towards the west near 7 miles per hour. This general motion is expected to continue through early Saturday, followed by a slow turn to the north later this weekend, then a slightly faster northeastern motion on Monday. On the forecast track, the center of the cyclone is forecast to approach the coast of southern Mexico on Monday at 7 p.m. Maximum sustained winds are near 35 miles per hour with higher gusts. Steady strengthening is forecast over the next few days, and the cyclone is expected to strengthen into a tropical storm early Saturday and a hurricane on Sunday. The estimated minimum central pressure as of now is 1,006 millibars. Hazards affecting land, rainfall. That's basically talking about the rain. Once this thing gets stronger, once we get more information, I'll be talking more about the hazards on land. But as of right now, this thing is currently developing. We have 35 mile per hour winds with this. This thing is expected to strengthen to a tropical storm by early tomorrow morning. This thing is expected to strengthen into a hurricane by Sunday. Now, depending on how this storm executes this thing might actually strengthen faster, but we'll have to keep an eye on the situation, and I will be updating you guys. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and look at the currents. Let's go ahead and look at the tracks for this. We already saw the cone. With this. This is the cone. Let's look at some of the other tracks right here. Sorry, that was a fly that went through right there. My apologies. But anyway, yeah, look at the tracks. We are seeing the models agreeing with what the NHC is saying. Having this make landfall, it's not very much has changed. There are some outliers that just have this moving through to the east, which is pretty unlikely at this point. But we're seeing some of these models go into the Gulf of Mexico, which would be very interesting to take a look at. So we'll have to wait and see when it comes to that front. But what we can establish is that this thing is going to be making landfall in the next 3 days, and depending on how this thing executes itself will depend on the strength of it. The intensity forecasts, the majority of models keep it at Category 1. The NHC is at 90 miles per hour, which is right about here where my mouse is. So it's in more the higher end of these models, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. We also have a model going up to Category 2 strength. It's been kind of ebbing and flowing with the highest model between Category 2 and Category 3 for the last few hours. So we'll have to keep an eye on it as the hours progress. I'll be there to make sure you guys stay informed. But yeah, let's go ahead and go back to the satellite. There is another cluster of storms starting to develop and pretty much in the middle smack of the storms. Let's go. Okay, let's see this. Oh, okay, this is pretty interesting. This is developing rather fast actually. So we could be seeing something. This is something very interesting that's going on. I'm looking at this. Right now there are a lot of storms bubbling up in this near the center of circulation, which is what tropical systems need for them to become tropical depressions. The rotation needs to be a little bit more better defined, and it has. But there are storms in here like this is the last 30 minutes right here, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll have to keep a very close eye on this, but this thing could be a tropical storm by 4 a.m. tomorrow, and a hurricane by Sunday morning, if it executes well. And I'll be updating you guys every step of the way. Every hurricane watch and hurricane warning that goes out, I will be watching you. I will be updating you guys. But with that being said, it's gonna wrap up this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out and helps me make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather and inform them about weather like this. But with that being said, guys, have a wonderful day. Stay safe.